Okay, today's Thursday, February 25th, 2016, and today is day 4 of PSL number 7. So today's our last day. Tomorrow you quiz. Number 1, what is the surface area of the pyramid? So this week we've practiced going over surface area of a cone, but this is the first one on surface area of a pyramid. So let's pull that from our memory, that formula. And you should recall that it is surface area equals the area of the base plus perimeter times slant height divided by 2. So we need to pull a couple pieces of info from our image to put into the formula before we start crunching our numbers. So the way that we practiced in class was I had you guys figure out the base area for capital B, so that would be in this example 6 by 6. Oops, let me write that in green. 6 times 6, which gives us 36. Next, we need to find the perimeter by going all the way around the base, so the perimeter of the base, which is going to be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, which gives me a total perimeter of 24, so I'm going to substitute that in. And finally, my slant height, which is just found right here, and we see it is 5. So now we've set up our equation, and we can start crunching some of our numbers and simplifying them. So if you do 24 times 5, you're going to get a total of 120. Then if you divide 120 by 2, half of 120 gives us 60. So finally, we're just going to add 36 plus 60, which gives us a total of 96. And then to get our label, we just do inches, and we look back to see if we're doing volume or surface area. Surface area is always squared, so it's inches squared. And that is the surface area of that pyramid. Up next, we have an actual real-life example of where we might use our slope-intercept form. We've really been hitting it hard this week on slope-intercept, I know, but in real life. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw it up here, y equals mx plus b. So our real life situation, canoe rentals, you're going to be paying $7 just to rent the canoe, plus you're going to be paying an additional $10 per hour. So we need to figure out which variable is which number. So when we say $10 per hour, this is going to be our slope. So our $10 per hour is right here. Then our $7 for a canoe, it's an automatic $7 for a canoe. So an automatic, not going to change, is going to be our B. And then I'm just going to pull this down. So if they wanted me to define my variables, and I know it doesn't ask that here, but I definitely think it's something ISEP's going to be doing. We'll start out with Y. So I've just listed them, but you can see that it'll all help us to understand exactly what this equation is talking about. So y equals 10x plus 7, because y is going to be the total price of your bill, like what you pay at the end. M being $10 because you're paying $10 each hour. X is going to represent the number of hours that you rent it. And then B is the price for the rental of the actual canoe. So an automatic $7 plus that $10 per hour. So now this question's actually continued. We want to do it in a situation. So Esperanza, from my first period, Esperanza rented a canoe, and she rented it for H hours. So we do not know her hours. So that's our X actually, but they're going to call it H. But we do know that her total cost was $32. So they're giving us a Y. So if we go back to our equation, y equals 10x plus 7, we just have to change a few things to actually have this ready to solve. So we're going to change our y, which is going to be our total, to 32 because they told us that our total was $32. 10 is going to stay the same because we're still paying $10 per hour, but instead of x we're going to put an h because they want us to solve for hours. And then we're going to keep our 7 because it's still $7 to rent the canoe. So now we just need to solve this. So we're going to do, our variable is right here, and we need to get h all by itself. So you can see we've got 7 over here, positive 7, which we want to move to the other side. To do that, I'm going to do the opposite operation. So 32 minus 7 is going to leave us with 25. And that is equal to 10h. So the last thing is h is being multiplied by 10. So the opposite of multiply by 10 is to divide by 10. So 25 divided by 10 is actually equal to 2.5 or 2.5 hours. So just to clean this up and to put it into words if they were to ask you to, Esperanza rented the canoe for 2.5 hours would be your answer. Okay, now for our last problem of the week, we are going to do finding the equation of a line that passes through these 2 points. So our formula, or our form I should say, y equals mx plus b, and we need to solve and find slope, and we need to solve, or at least look for, b. So to find slope, when you're given 2 points, you want to name your points and use the slope formula. So my slope formula is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. And I have labeled my numbers or my coordinates accordingly. I've done xy1 here on the left and xy2 on the right. So I'm just going to start substituting. So my y2 is a value of 2 minus y1 is negative 2. So I've got a double negative there. And then I'm going to do my x2, which was a value of 1, minus my x1, which was 0. So now I have some integer addition, I should say. So I've got a 2 minus a negative 2. So I want to change that to keep change. So I'm going to keep 2 positive and change, which this makes a positive 4 on top. And then 1 minus 0 is just 1. So my slope is going to simplify down to 4. And finally for my b, I need to figure out what is the value of y when x is 0. So I'm going to use the point that has an x of 0, which is 0, comma, negative 2. So when x is 0, y is equal to negative 2. So we're going to plug those in. And our final equation for that line is y equals 4x minus 2. So now that you're all finished, I want you to go ahead and make sure that every day is done. You can keep this until tomorrow because I want you to use it on your quiz. Make sure you've got your work on there so you can use your formulas and you can see an example in case you get stuck when you're quizzing. And really just make sure that you're taking your time to get these PSLs done because I swear I say it all day long, but they're super important. If you have any questions or you're just copying and not really paying attention and you don't know what you're doing, please see me, tell me so that I can get you as much practice as you need.